Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 2022 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's see what energy we have to be mindful of during this time, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Seven of Swords. So during this Hunter's full moon in Aries on October 29th, on October 9th, we have the Seven of Swords coming up, and there can be lies around us. There can also be a need to look at the fine print of things, look deeper into things. It's not going to be what's on the surface. What's on the surface is gilded. It's going to be, like, it looks really nice, but once you scratch the surface, it's not going to be as pretty. So just be very mindful of this. We can get caught up in lies, in hurts, in pains. We need to step back because that's Chiron coming through. We have this full moon is conjunct Chiron, and Chiron brings very intense emotions, but also brings wounds that haven't been healed coming to the surface and saying, I need your attention. So just know that sensitivity. And plus, like, we're also actually going through, some harder things. This is going to be a time for us where we can really just kind of fall into it. We can really just explode or fall deep into ourselves, or however we stress management deal. We can start to drink too much or smoke too much, or whatever is our escape too much. And Spirit is saying here, step into you. Don't let that energy pull you down. Don't let that chaos pull you down. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels. Ooh. Angels and spirit guides. So we are crowned with the Ace of Pentacles. Then we have the Ace of Cups. We have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Wands coming through. Okay. So why I had to hold this one up is because it's just at that perfect angle for me to have, and just to have them kind of all blur into each other. So I didn't know if it was 7 or if it was 8. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. When things are moving forward, when things are kind of taking on a life of its own, it all kind of blurs together and you're like, wait a minute, what exactly am I seeing? So just be mindful of your eyes. Also during this time, you might have allergies, you might have a bit of a cold, it goes into your eyes, or whatever it is. Just be mindful, because things are going to be moving really quickly. And there is a sense of, okay, I need to be focusing right. I need to be cleansing things out. I need to be steadying myself as we move forward. There is just the sense of blessings around you. And that's a really beautiful thing with this full moon, because this full moon can bring a bit of anxiety to it, because we want everything instantaneously. There's a sense of rush, and there's a sense of feeling uncertainty because we are being rushed by this full moon, and we don't necessarily want to be. And there is a need for us to slow down and for us to center ourselves. Now, as we slow down and center ourselves, we also have this full moon in Aries opposite the Sun and Venus in Libra. Now, Venus rules Libra. And so when this comes forward, and not Venus, but Aries and Libra are sister signs. So they can have a bit of a conflict, just like any sister. They can either be your best friend or your worst enemy, and sometimes within, minutes of each other. So just be mindful of that tension here as well. This can bring us also a tremendous urge to feel free and spontaneous. We just want that. We just kind of want to explore and be and see what comes. But then we also have the desire to really look at our needs and what needs to be nourished and what needs to be paid attention to and who needs to be paid attention to. So that spontaneity might just not be there, might just not be able to come up. With the Ace of Pentacles, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift of prosperity, success, bounty, abundance, is handing us a gift of seeds to be planted. And we're going to see that during this moon because we are getting so focused. We are being so kind of like fiery about certain things, passionate about things, that we're going to look at things and say, well, I'm going to plant that seed. I'm going to see what comes of it. I'm going to plant what I desire. I'm going to see what moves me forward. And it brings us to the Ace of Cups. And it's saying drink deeply of curiosity, of success, of emotions, of what we desire and what we need and who we are. This is a time where, again, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, hands us a gift of emotions, of emotional understanding, of feeling everything a little bit more intensely. Here we're looking at things and it's like, okay, how do I sow the crops? Like, what do I plant next to each other? How do I make this the most productive, prosperous, land possible for me, or, way to move forward for me? And then with the Ace of Cups, there's also that sense of, well, now I'm feeling everything really intensely. And divinity sees it as a gift, like look at what you can tap into here. But we as human beings can also see it a bit as a negative, because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling everything so much. I'm looking at everything. And not only do I see the richness of it all, but I can see how it can decay. I can see how it can fall apart. So it can actually bring us to a paralyzing point. So just be aware of this. But the energy that's around us, it moves us forward in a very quick way. Like everything that happens, we're going to be seeing here, Aquarius. It's like we go from one thing to another. And other people who could be half our age will look at us and be like, how did you do this? Like, how did you get here? I'm exhausted. Can we slow down? And your answer is going to be no, keep up. And that's a beautiful energy to be around you. It's just the sense of like, no, I got things to do and I'm going for it. Be mindful of the energy that you're surrounding yourself with, because the conflict can build, the sense of chaos can build. And so here with the Five of Wands, there is that sense of we can really be tuned into when people disapprove, when things aren't going right, when we feel overwhelmed or angry or sad or upset or whatever. And it can amplify because we're just like it's like a ping pong, like we're just listening to that energy. We're just listening to those voices all the time. And it could be too much for us. So just be aware of this, that we need to move forward in our blessings, but also because we are so sensitive, because we are looking at the way, to plant seeds and to bring out people's greatest potentials as well as our own, we can also have a lot of chaos that comes from that, because we can see people a little bit more clearly. We can see the energy around us a little bit more clearly, and that can be very overwhelming to us. So be prepared. Let's see the energy that we need to be mindful of. Not mindful of. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, I love it. You have the supermoon. Emotions are running high. And, we've already learned that from looking at the configurations of things. Emotions are running high. We are already a naturally very sensitive, very astute, energy. So here, just know emotions run high and you feel it. You absolutely feel it. You're very connected with the earth as well. You might find that gardening is one of the things that you love to do, or taking long walks outside, or, just sitting in the hammock outside and taking in the fresh air, or the birds singing, or whatever it is. That energy here is going to be very important, just to be able to ground yourself on the earth, just to be able to connect. It moves us to go deeper into our Luna message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. So what's really interesting is, again, emotions are running high. And we are connecting with those emotions quite powerfully with the Ace of Pentacles. We're seeing what to plant. We're seeing what's bountiful, what isn't bountiful. We're looking at what we desire and where it is that we need to be for us. But we're very connected with what is growing around us, with what is nurturing around us. Our emotions run high. So just be aware of that. We feel things a lot more intensely during this time than at other times. So again, be mindful. The abundance, people see it. People see it. So Aquarius, you might be looking at people and being like, well, why are you being so nasty? Or why are you like bringing that up? And it's because they see your abundance, they see your prosperity, and they want it for themselves. So there's a sense here from this moon of saying, take your abundance, take your gifts, and hold them closely to you. And don't be as ready to share, okay? As maybe you want to be with certain people. It's like, no, you have to earn this trust. You have to earn this connection. It moves us to the full moon. It brings us power. And it all happens very quickly. We're going to see that with this full moon, it has us looking at things. It has us embracing things, but we're moving fast. We're moving fast. I just see, people trying to keep up. And it's like, no, you're moving fast here, Aquarius. So just keep on going. Embrace that energy. This moon illuminates the path so profoundly and so abundantly for you. There's a resistance that has been around you to diving deeper into your emotions and really letting your emotions flow. All right, that resistance, they're not going to be able to be crushed. The gifts that's coming forward aren't going to be able to be fully ignored, even if we don't want to accept them. So just be aware of this, that this moon is saying, no. Your heart is on display, and you have to see it. Our subconscious Luna message is the full moon. I love that. And fear. Surrender to the divine. Because there's a lot of fear that we have been dealing with, handling. And Spirit is saying the only way that you're going to be able to get past any of this is to release that fear and surrender. Because there's fear that's keeping us small and caged and held back and alone. And that's not where we're meant to be. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is interesting because it's the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a very good card. It's a card of prosperity and success and, looking at the bigger picture, as well as being in the moment right now. But we're going to have a hard time doing that. We're either going to be so obsessed with the bigger picture that we let the blessings of right now pass us by, or we're going to be so intricately, kind of obsessed with the little details that we let the bigger picture pass us by. So just be aware of this. Be aware of this. Our subconscious tarot energy is the Hermit. We turn inward. And this is a time, Aquarius, where it's very important subconsciously to turn inward. Say, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is where I need to be. This is what I desire for myself. It opens up the doors in ways that we hadn't imagined. And it leads us forward to what we hadn't expected. So just be very aware that subconsciously saying, you know what, time out. It's time for me. That's going to be important. And that's going to be a game changer. All right, Aquarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, and of this moon, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aquarius, and may you have a blessed moon.